Heisei Goji and Rodan will be following Ghidorah wherever he goes. At this point, Heisei Goji is just hunting Ghidorah. Unlike legendary Godzilla, who kind of was but wasn't really hunting Ghidorah, Heisei Goji is flat out on Ghidorah's trail. And with Rodan as his eyes in the sky, Heisei Goji would know where Ghidorah is going. Eventually, Mothra would show up and attack Ghidorah. However, this would not go well with Godzilla. Godzilla wants to fight Ghidorah on his own. He does not want any help from any other kaiju, and doesn't want anyone to interrupt his battle. This is his fight, and he does not want anyone to interrupt him. So Heisei Godzilla fires a tongue breath, separating Mothra from Ghidorah. Mothra will look at Godzilla confused. However, she'll see this means that Heisei Godzilla is not the Godzilla that she's used to fighting alongside with. This Godzilla is just different. He's not the Godzilla she's used to being allies with. This Godzilla doesn't even want her help. If anything, he wants her to stay out of the way. During this, Ghidorah gets low to the water, low enough for Godzilla to jump out of the water, grab Ghidorah, and drag him to the bottom of the ocean, so he can fight Ghidorah that way. The military finally gets their opportunity to fire the oxygen destroyer. Rodan roars as loud as he can. Godzilla hears it and lets Ghidorah go and gets the hell out of there. The oxygen destroyer hits Ghidorah but proves ineffective. Ghidorah gets away unscathed, while Godzilla is also unharmed by the oxygen destroyer. Eventually, Godzilla and Ghidorah would bring their fight to Boston. At this point, Ghidorah is now outnumbered. Because he has to deal with Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra. However, Godzilla doesn't want their help. Instead, he continues to fight Ghidorah on his own, not accepting Mothra and Rodan's help. Rodan, on the other hand, he's just kind of following Godzilla's orders. Because Godzilla beat him, and so therefore Rodan submits to Godzilla as the Alpha. Godzilla and Ghidorah would fight each other. The fight would be pretty intense. However, Mothra would want to join the fight because she wants to end this and bring balance to nature. However, every time she tries to help Godzilla, Godzilla just rather roars at her, slaps her with his tail, or fires his atomic breath at her, pushing her away. The military, on the other hand, and Monarch, have learned to stay the hell out of Godzilla's way when it comes to him battling these kaiju. So at this point, they're just letting the two kaiju duke it out. Eventually, Ghidorah does gain the upper hand. The military tries another weapon to hopefully end this fight. Dr. Seuss would try to convince the military to stand down and let Godzilla fight Ghidorah. But once again, they don't listen. This new weapon then is launched, and it successfully hits Godzilla. Godzilla is weakened, and Ghidorah grabs him and drops him from the sky, weakening him even more. After this, Ghidorah declares himself as the Alpha. And awakens all the other kaiju across the planet. Rodan, on the other hand, is not submitting to Ghidorah. Ghidorah didn't beat him, so therefore, he's not submitting to Ghidorah. At this point, Ghidorah was about to kill Godzilla, but Mothra saves Godzilla from Ghidorah by using, her brightness to kind of blind Ghidorah for a bit. Long enough for Godzilla to drag himself to the bottom, to the water, to the ocean, and, eventually get away from Ghidorah. At this point, heisei Godzilla is weak and needs energy. The military realizes that Godzilla is practically the only thing that can stop Ghidorah. Because Mothra, despite wanting to attack Ghidorah several times, doesn't even try to. Eventually, the military decides to bring back Godzilla. Since Godzilla didn't go into the Hollow Earth entrance and towards Atlantis, this would mean that legendary Godzilla's underwater home does not get destroyed. And the best part is, Dr. Zerzawa doesn't have to sacrifice himself. They launch a nuke and give Godzilla more power. But they also don't realize that Godzilla was parked right next to a Hollow Earth entrance. That Hollow Earth entrance was also kind of spewing out a lot of radiation. So much radiation that with it and the nuke combined gave Godzilla enough power so he unlocks a new ability, the Red Spiral Ray Atomic Breath. Godzilla looks at the humans and decides to spare them. There is now a temporary truce between our human characters and the human race in general, and Godzilla. Eventually, Godzilla will track down Ghidorah, and their next battle will begin in The final battle will take place in New York City, where Godzilla would finally fight Ghidorah once and for all. With his new power-up and well, thanks to the military, Godzilla has the red spiral ray atomic breath. When he first fires his red spiral ray atomic breath, this actually severely injures Ghidorah. Mothra tries to come in and fight Ghidorah, but once again, then Godzilla does not want any help, so this time he orders Rodan to attack Mothra and to teach her a lesson. While Heisei Godzilla moves in to fight Ghidorah, a severely weakened Ghidorah tries to get away from Godzilla, but Godzilla is not having it. Heisei Godzilla fires his red spiral ray atomic breath multiple times at Ghidorah. Ghidorah at this point is getting killed. And surprisingly, he even tries to beg for mercy. He tries to beg Heisei Godzilla to spare his life, and in return, Ghidorah would leave the planet in peace. But Heisei Godzilla is not having it. Yeah. Ghidorah started this war between him. Ghidorah started this war, Godzilla is going to end it. Heisei Godzilla fires his red spiral ray atomic breath repeatedly over and over again until Ghidorah is too weak to even get up. Then Heisei Godzilla goes Godzilla's final wars on Ghidorah, blasting off each head every time he got. It started slamming Ghidorah down repeatedly over and over again. Until finally, he had enough, grabbed Ghidorah, fired a supercharged red spiral ray atomic breath, completely obliterating Ghidorah. All the other kaiju arrived just in time to see Godzilla standing victorious. Godzilla orders Rodan to stop attacking Mothra, and so he does. Mothra is severely weakened, and thanks to Rodan. All the other kaiju eventually bow down to Godzilla, declaring him as the new supreme king of the monsters. The truce is over, or between Godzilla and the humans. However, Godzilla does not feel like destroying any cities today. Instead, he orders the kaiju to go back to their respective territories and stay there. Surprisingly, he does not order them to go into hibernation. Instead, he allows them to stay awake as long as they want, and if the humans attack them, they will be only allowed to attack back only in self-defense. However, if it's a situation that they can't handle, then they'll have to call out for Godzilla for backup. And that is where the film ends. Or does it?